right, good morning, everyone. I'm really excited to see so many faces, some familiar folks and some new ones in the room. So thanks for joining us in person on this cloudy San Francisco day. Today we're here to talk about REACH codes. It's been all the buzz, and hopefully today we can really unpack and demystify some things, answer some questions that you may have, and really explore some options for the 2019 code cycle. So our topic today is Energy REACH codes, local government tools to save energy and fight climate change. This event is brought to you by BayREN, the Bay Area Regional Energy Network, and the statewide utility program IOU team, California Energy Codes and Standards. So while I'm introducing BayREN, I wanted all the BayREN representatives to come up to the front just so they can introduce themselves in the microphone for the benefit of those on the webinar. And actually, few housekeeping things too for those on the webinar. If you have questions, use the side panel to ask those questions, and we'll address them during the Q&A time, and you'll be muted. So if we can't get to your question during the presentation, we'll try to send you an email after. For those in the room, if you have questions, if you can hold them for the end of the presentation, just since we have an action-packed agenda, that would be great. We've built in time for panel discussions and Q&A. We have emergency exits in the back right there, and then also there in case of a fire or other sort of disaster. If you have to use the restroom, just go out right here, turn right before you hit the check-in desk. And there's coffee and the world's largest fruit salad, so please take advantage of those treats this morning and make yourself comfortable. And if you need to stand or do whatever, feel free. It won't scare me up here. So yeah, BayREN reps, if you can come up, that would be great. So the BayREN is a collaboration of the 9 Bay Area counties working together on very important issues like climate change, water, energy, resiliency. We have several goals of building government capacity. All these folks work for local governments. We want to reduce carbon emissions in our community and promote healthy and energy efficient buildings, all for the benefit of our communities. So, you want to?
Good morning, I'm Jennifer West. I work at Stop Waste for Alameda County's BayREN team.
Jeffrey Liang, also with Stop Waste, Alameda County.
Good morning, everybody. Kellen Damon with the County of Marin.
I'm Alice Dan Miller with the County of Marin.
Good morning. I'm Barry Hooper, representing the City and County of San Francisco.
Hi, good morning. I'm Aleka Seville with the Sonoma County RCPA.
What an all-star team. And I'm Rachel Launder with the County of San Mateo. So thanks for having us and for coming to our event today. So how do we achieve all these goals? How do we help our communities save energy, become more resilient, be happier, healthier places for us to live, work, and play? Well, we have a portfolio of programs. We have 2 residential programs. We have our new single-family Home Plus program. This is our new program for 2019 that's kind of overseeing home upgrade, if you're familiar with that program. This is a much more flexible program this year, and I can share details with you offline. We also have our Bay Area Multifamily Building Enhancement Program, and this is really focused at our multifamily property owners and helping them access incentives and technical assistance to save energy in their buildings. We also have a commercial pay for performance and financing program that will be coming online in April to help our small to medium businesses save energy and water. And we have our water bill savings program, formerly known as Pay As You Save, and on-bill water efficiency program, and our codes and standards program, which really brings us here today. So if any of these programs are super interesting to you, which standards program is focused on 2 broad efforts. We have our compliance improvement part of our programming, where we investigate areas for improvement in code enforcement processes and offer solutions. And then we also have our policy component of our codes and standards program. And that is where we share best practices, develop regional resources for going above and beyond code. And so that's where these forums come into play, our efforts around supporting jurisdictions with REACH codes, and some of the other cool pilot projects we have. But our bread and butter is really helping our local governments adhere to the energy code and help them with code compliance. So to do that, we have our energy code trainings. These are free. They can either be in person or on demand. We have short and long versions. The cool part is you get those continuing ed credits to to attend. We have programs from heat pump water heaters to residential Z&E for new construction. We also have trainings on how to use the HERS registry and how to really navigate all the various building department forms. So you could see what trainings we have available. If your jurisdiction is interested, reach out. We have capacity this year. These trainings are going to be primarily on the 2016 code cycle, and we'll be developing new ones for the 2019 cycle. Another exciting tool we have to enhance code compliance is the e-permit tool, and this is intended to make permit process easier, help building department staff to provide an online resource for the public so the public can see exactly what forms they're going to need for what permit, and they can navigate that online and really easily just check boxes based on their type of construction or project and better understand what they're going to need to submit. It also pre-fills out some of the forms for our builders. So that's another tool that we've piloted with Contra Costa County and is going to be made available for jurisdictions to use on their building department websites. So we'll have a webinar coming up about that, and we'll also be sharing more information over email and on the phone about that too. And then we have our Municipal Zero Net Energy Technical Assistance Program. This is starting to get into the policy side, and one of the ones we have is to help our municipalities explore what it would look like to go zero net energy for one of their buildings or a portfolio of buildings. And so we provide no-cost engineering analysis to you. So we'll come out to your building. Actually, our engineering consultants will. I definitely won't be doing that. But they'll help you understand kind of the ins and outs of what it would take to go zero net energy. We've done some really interesting projects like Brisbane's community pool and several others. So there's a lot of opportunities to see how you could, add solar, up the efficiency, electrify various equipment. And then today we have our Reach Code poster behind Jennifer over there. And this is a tool we were hoping folks could interact with today during the break or after. And we just want you to, well, first the map's over there actually. So we want you to put a dot if you're interested in Reach codes over your jurisdiction, and the soft interest. We just wanted a fun visual. We're not going to report that to anyone. And then that over there is where you can indicate what your interest is. It can be anonymous, or you can put your name if you are, asking for resources or have other specific questions. We have Post-its and pens there, and you can kind of just put them up in the categories. And we really want to find out where the similar interests are. If there is an opportunity is for us to connect different local governments. And we also want to see where the gaps in resources are in case there's something we can help create or do for you that would make it easier to adopt Reach codes. And then we have our co-sponsor of the forum, and I can't speak as fluently to this team, but I will share that we have been working with the California Energy Codes and Standards team. They are a group of the utilities in California, and they offer energy code tools, technical support, training, and resources for local jurisdictions that wish to adopt a local energy ordinance. The Reach Code team facilitates the adoption process and leverages technical resources across the state to advance the adoption and effective implementation of energy efficiency policies, measures, and building practices to lock in long-term savings. So we have the team here. We have Chris Kutch and Kelly Cunningham and Misty Bruseri here from that team, and Bill Dakin, and Farhad. There we go. And they'll introduce themselves in a more meaningful way later. So all of our presentation materials will be on our website after. So if you want to, you don't have to furiously take notes. So that's where you're going to find it, and we'll email it to you as well. Here's our disclaimer. The views expressed in these presentations are not those of the authors and don't necessarily reflect the position of ABAG, the BayREN, or the jurisdictions that BayREN represents. Any questions pertaining to the views and the information of the presentation should be directed to the authors. We have an action-packed agenda, as I mentioned, so just a quick kind of highlight. In the morning part before the break, we'll be hearing from Karen Christensen from ABAG MTC, our BayREN Codes and Standards Program Manager, on what Reach codes are, helping us kind of center ourselves on the topic of Reach codes. We'll then hear from 4 local governments on their Reach code adoption process in this 2016 code cycle. We'll have 3 on a panel, and then Barry from San Francisco moderating there. And then we'll have a chance for a break. and during that break, I encourage you to check out the posters and refill your coffee. And we'll come back from the break at 10:40 to hear from the statewide team, where we'll get, the full results of what they've been working on with the cost effectiveness studies, and better understand, some of the REACH code measures that are out there. And then we'll have a breakout session towards the end of the event where we'll sit with our geographies and huddle together and really talk about our plans for REACH codes with this 2019 code cycle. And I'll explain more as we get there. So these are some of our presenters today. We have Bill Dakin from Frontier Energy, Bill Kelly, the Chief Building Official from Marin County, Farhad Farahmand from TRC, Jason Crapo, the Chief Building Officer at Contra Costa County, Karen Kinzer, the Deputy Director of Public Works for the City of Brisbane, and Misty Bruceri, Principal at Misty Bruceri and Associates. So we're really excited to have so many local governments sharing their time with us. And without further ado, I'll pass it over to Karen.